I'm Jeff, and into the replay crew, hello. Today we're looking at this 40-gallon breeder tank. This is my planted tank. It's my first attempt at a Wallstead or father fish type setup. And so far, the plants we have in here we have the sword plants, Amazon swords, the giant jungle val. In the back, we also have Hello, Sam. How you doing, my friend? Just checking out this 40-gallon tank here I got set up about a month ago, and trying to figure out why these plants aren't doing so well here. I got my sword plants here. This is a dirted tank like Father Fish does. My name Jeff. How you doing? And right now the only inhabitants I got in this tank I got these beautiful mystery snails over here. About to take a shower. All right. Absolutely. All righty. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for a few people to come in before I go into my spiel here. You have a good one then, Sam. It's nice to have you in here. I just got my first coffee of the day right here. Yep, I'm up a little bit early for me today. I usually am up a little bit later, but I figured why not? I think I'll start doing my my daily morning vlogs at 11 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. Just because I can. But that Java moss back there has grown about 3 times the size when I put it in there. It's gotten really big. I just put some flake food in there and it kind of sticks to it there in the back. But I have 3 tiger limias in this tank. They're doing really well, and I also have the mystery snails, which are doing great. I'm hoping that I have a pair in there so I can start getting some egg clutches from them. But yeah, it's going really well. Brand new 40-gallon tank. I just swapped out the filter. I got this sponge filter. It's from Gemco, and it's probably one of the best sponge filters I've ever used before. I'm going to switch all my tanks over to these coming up very soon. They just work great. So we got some people out there looking. Hey, Carter and Brick Fortnite, hello, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome to the live stream. This is my 40-gallon breeder. I'm Jeff. And this is Jeff Pelham's Aquatics. This is my first attempt at a planted tank. Right now it's not, I'd say it's going semi-okay. I've only got a few fish in this tank right now, just to keep the cycle going. These are tiger limias here, those little guys there. Then of course I have my large mystery snails in the tank. One there and one over in the corner. But yeah, this is a fun tank, oh really. We're getting all these plants going. Right now the jungle val is doing really good. It was kind of yellowing at first, and now it's all turning nice and green. And these plants are coming back too right here, the Amazon swords. They were really, hello Rob, how you doing, mate? Look at the jungle veil back there, Rob. Look how it was yellowish, and now it's really turning a really nice green. A giant jungle veil. Hello, the koi pit. How you doing? Welcome in. Just doing a bit of an update on my 40-gallon, 160-liter tank. This is my first attempt at having a real planted tank. Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Welcome in. How we all doing? I got 7 people. Nice. That's great. Welcome in, everybody. I do have plans for this tank. I have ideas of my fish stocking that I want to do for this one. I'm thinking about doing angelfish in this tank. Because in all the time I've been in the hobby, which has been 50 years since August, I've never had angelfish. So I'm going to be getting a nice group in here and hopefully get a breeding pair out of them. So that's what the goal is so far for this. What are the biggest challenges with keeping a planted tank, would I say? Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm fairly new at it, but right now I'm just trying to figure out the balance of the nutrients. Now this tank right here has organic potting soil about 3/4 of an inch at the very bottom of this tank. And then I have about 2 to 2.5 inches of gravel on top. And that's supposed to provide a lot of nutrients to the plants, but I noticed when I added these Amazon storage, which were really a bright green when I planted them in here, but I was told that they, oh, thank you very much, Carter. I appreciate that. Carter and Brooke, thank you so much. When I planted this in here, they started, after about a week, they started getting a little bit lighter colored, and if you can notice here on the side, on the ends over here, we got some browning, but I've noticed the plant is growing. It was down about here, but it has some growth. So it is growing. And I'm just thinking that maybe it's having an adjustment period, because I was told that these plants were grown out of water. But then I found out that my friend, I think he wouldn't have sent them to me, because I think he has all of his plants are submerged. So I'm really not sure if it's just too much nutrients that's causing it, or what it could be, really. But it's a challenge, I can say that. I mean, plants are really fascinating for me. They're beautiful, and they're healthy for the fish once we get them established, because they'll take up more of the ammonia and nitrites in the water. If it does, I'll come. Oh, yes. All right, Rob, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I'll be right back. Just needed to grab my magnifying glass so I can see the chat a little better. There we are. Okay. And I have a microphone. I'm not sure how my audio is. If it's decent, I can leave it, but I also have a microphone here that I'll try and see if that sounds any better. Audio is fine? Okay. Compare it with this one and tell me which is better, okay? Okay, so that's with the or about the same. I need to get better microphone, because audio is very important for these streams. Oh, it's better. Okay, good, good. Yeah, I like this little microphone. It works pretty nice. It's not a wireless mic, but that's okay. Yeah, I like using this because it does sound a bit better. But overall, I also have this little, another smaller plant coming up here. It's another, I believe that's a sword plant. Really interesting how that's taken off over there. I don't know, I'm not really sure exactly what to think of it. But you see back there on the Java moss, I just threw some flake food in there for the Limias, and then that will also help nutrient the plants or give them some nutrients to thrive a little better. You see up top there, some of them, oh, they can send out runners. Oh, nice. Well, that's quite a distance from that other, from here all the way over here. But hey, that's cool. I will take that. But I can't wait to get my my angels for this tank, Rob. It's going to be really nice, I think. I'm just gonna leave those three little Limias in there with them, and then of course the mystery snails. I'll probably leave those in. And then I may actually go to the local fish store and see what they have for angels. I might do that today before my other stream at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. I mean, they don't have to be the perfect angels, you know. I mean, I'll get what I might be good just to get some and get the hang of them and see how they do for me before I get any really high quality breeding stock. I can always put them in another tank, and you know, there's nothing wrong with having 2 tanks of angels. Basic angels will be best for you, yes. There is my Gemco sponge filter right there, Rob. This is the one I had. I actually had it. This is the only tank I have the light on at the moment, but I had it over here in this tank. As you can see over there, it was too tall for this tank. I mean, it went all the way to the top. It was using like a water fountain type action out of the top because there's so much pressure from that that pond pump that I use for this air system. But what I did is I swapped out the filters because this one right here is more of a suitable size for that one. And this one over here was perfect for the 40 gallon. According to Gemco, where I got these, they say that that filter is actually rated for up to a 60 gallon aquarium by itself. I don't use the pipe uplift to, oh, you don't? I could probably take them off. But, yeah, I could have taken it off on that other tank, probably might have been just as well. I think because with the pipe, it makes it actually more at the top. I mean, if it's close to the top, it'll send that water right up. I've had it sometimes go up and over the glass lid on the back. And then I end up with algae on both sides of the glass. We have 5 people in right now. Hello, everybody. This is just kind of an impromptu. I wanted to do a little update on this 40 gallon tank here. I'm really hoping, and I'm also going to pick up some root tabs, I think, when I go to look for the angels today. I'm going to try one of those under each one of these Amazon swords here and see if maybe that might help. I was talking to Keith, who's, you know, he's good with plants, but a lot better than I am. I mean, he's got knowledge behind him. But I'm not sure if this is a lack of nutrients or if that could be too much. I just don't know, because I was always told that the dirted tanks, you don't need to add anything because they have an abundance of nutrients. I know you know a lot better about plants than I do. What would you say is wrong with these plants, Rob? I don't think they're dying right away. At least they're doing a little bit better. They've lasted longer than any other sword plant that I've ever tried. This is my third attempt. The first two times I used RIT tabs and other aquariums, and they were dead within 3 weeks. Now this is going on. Now this is about a month now since I've set this one up, and they're still alive. So I'm hoping that that's going to take. It'll just maybe balance out once it gets fully adjusted to the water. Was indifferent, RO, yours? Lack of KH and nutrients. It could be. Now, when I put this in here, I did sprinkle down some crushed coral, a thin layer of crushed coral over the top of it, on top of the dirt down underneath. Probably shock. Yeah, probably is. I'm not sure if Ron was, Ron from Garage Aquatics, he sent me these beautiful plants. I'm not sure if he uses RO water where he's at. He's in the Palm Desert out in California. But I can say that the jungle veil is actually turning around. I should probably trim, see that dark area there? If I trim that off, that'll make this plant stronger, I think, rather than trying to bring that dead part back. Would you suggest I trim that? Because I could probably do that during this. I was thinking about trimming it from just so it's not touching the top of the water, just to give it a good fresh start. What do you think about that? Or that won't do it no harm. But would you trim it, or would you just leave it like that? Because I'm really not sure if I should just leave it like that, or go up and give it a nice trim. And that may be kind of interesting. That way I can rate the growth rate on it a little better if it's not all the way to the top. Trim the dead parts off? Okay. I'll do that then. I might even do it live here. Why not? I'll go ahead and grab the trimmers and do that. You can see if it's growing better. Yeah. Now on the Amazon sword, you see the tip over here, the brown. Would you trim that off too? Would you just trim it right there at the leaf, or would you? Because some of those leaves are just brown, but they're not really dead yet. I just took about my third sip out of my first coffee of the day, so I'm kind of a little bit groggy yet here, guys. Yeah, I think I will grab it and do that. I think what I want to do is trim it back a bit, just so it's barely touching the top of the water. And that way I can judge it and just see how it goes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I will do that then. I'm going to go grab my trimmers and I'll be right back. I'm going to pop off this microphone for just a second, go get it, and come back and get started. I'll tell you one thing though, Rob. My organizational skills are suffering because I can't even find those trimmers now. How embarrassing is that? As soon as I find them, I'll find them later. Sorry about that, guys. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I didn't really plan on doing the trimming job. Otherwise, I probably would have had everything hopefully found before I started the live stream. But bonjour, bonjour, Master Keith. How you doing? I was just up around looking for my my trimmers because I was going to trim up here some of the dead pieces off this veil here, the giant veil, which is doing a lot better, by the way. See, I had some yellowing going on with these long fronds, but they're turning a nice lush green now. And the Amazon swords are growing, but they're still looking a bit unwell. See there? The ends of like the tip over here on this leaf. Over here. But the plant has grown because it wasn't down about here, but it hasn't grown about an inch since it's been in here. Now it has the Miracle-Gro. I thought that would be enough nutrients. I'm not sure if I need to add additional nutrients to that. In the center of the crown. Let me take a look. Pop the top off and look over the top of it here. Right in the center, it looks like thinner leaves are coming up. It looks like, as I'm looking at it here, looks like some smaller leaves. But wow, some of the browning areas here are still kind of disconcerting for me. I don't think it's dead because if it was dead, the mystery snails would eat the dead matter. And they haven't even ate this over here yet. They've been on these plants. And they won't eat live plant, but they will eat anything that's dead. Oh, I see on this one over here, that's a piece of flake food on that. That's not even dead. That's flake food that adhered to it. Like back there on the Java moss, I put some flake food in there and you can see back there. It looks like there was some new leaves coming up small, right in the center. And also this one over here popped up. I don't know. Now they don't send Rob says they send runners, but is it going to send one from all the way over here? This is very interesting here. You can see the Limia back there above the Dragonstone. I got 3 of those in there. I kind of like having just a minimal amount of fish in here and just the plants. I'm hoping that will do that though. Oh, here we go. Here's one of the stars of the show. I can set this down where you can see them. These guys are absolutely fascinating. I love them. And they're always very active in this tank. They like it a lot. My swords put a runner up in the water column. Ah. Give it a rub on the brown. All right. My hands are clean. Oh, wow, that fell right off. Look at that. I just barely touched it and it fell off. Let's try over here. Yeah, that's
that was... Oh, it's translucent. You can see right through it, Keith. It feels healthy, though. I mean, some of it feels pretty healthy. Let's give this a feel over here. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, it's not like falling apart or anything. I'm going to kind of get that flake food dislodged in that. Let me see up here now with this. This feels healthy too, but even though it's brownish, it's still got some green there. See that? It's on like kind of like a bronze color. I don't know how well you can see that or not, but it feels healthy. It feels strong. So I'm hoping that, this little guy down here, yeah, that feels nice and healthy too. This one over here, nice. Yeah, not bad. But when I touched that, oh no, it didn't. I thought it fell off, but it didn't. Actually, here it is. I thought it was gone. It's just almost, there's a big difference here. I thought it was gone, see, but it's almost invisible. Maybe I'm just going to pop that off. I'll just trim it that way. I just took that off. I mean, it feels fairly tough, but... Hey, Greg, working and lurking, nice. I'm just trying to get these plants under control in this 40-gallon. They're coming along pretty good. The swords feel nice and strong. They don't feel like it's melting. Yeah, because it was a bit browner than that. Now it's looking a little better. That one that I showed you, it looks like it had some like bronze on it a little bit, but it still has the green in it. Yes, I have. I've done 2 water changes. I did one yesterday. I did about a 30-40% water change. I did that twice. I did it about 2 weeks ago, and then I did it yesterday. And then up there in the upper right-hand corner, that's the guppy grass that I got from Ron also. And it looks like it's staying green anyway. Now you see that heater back there, it says 79 degrees, but that's only a 50-watt heater, so in the actual temperature in the tank. Trim the brown leaves off plants and replace it. Okay. Yeah. Now, would you be trimming all these brown ones here, or the ones that they're still kind of green? They look like they might have a chance of coming back. I'm not sure. Yeah, it could be still going through the transition. But I tell you what, that Java moss is growing about twice the size when I put it in there. That's really flying. Look at that. It was about just a little bit bigger than that rock. I had it back there, and it was kind of like right from here all the way over. I mean, it was bigger than the rock, but now it's shot out over this way. No, I haven't. I haven't checked the parameters in this tank. I run a test strip through it just to see what it does, and it does have. It showed a lot of nitrite. Now the fish in there, they don't have a problem. I mean, they're happy as can be in there. I've been doing the water change. I did the water change yesterday, and I need to. I have a KH and GH test. And then my master kit upstairs, I'm not sure if it's like 3 years old. I'm not sure if it's any good yet. I should get a new test kit actually, to be honest. But let me grab one of the strips. I'm gonna see what that does. Just, it doesn't register the ammonia, but it does everything else. Let me see if I can take this microphone off so I can go grab it. And then test that out. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to take you guys along with me to get this, because I cannot get this thing off my lapel right now. Let's see where, there they are. These are the other tanks I'm setting up for my peacock gudgeons, Rob. I'm gonna have these. I might try and get those set up later tonight. But, I mean, these aren't probably the best, but this is what I got, because I got a good amount of them, like 200 strips. Let's test it, just to see what it does. I know it's not going to be very accurate, but it'll at least give us a baseline, maybe, what we're dealing with. Okay. Pull my chair up here. All right. Let's give this a go here and see what's going on. Yeah, let's give it a try. Here it is before it goes in the water. I'm supposed to do it like 3 seconds. Okay, that should be good. All right, I'm just gonna pull this back for a second, put the cap on this, and then I'll bring this around with a color-coded the lighting's not great in here right now. All right, so this camera is shit on this phone. I don't know if you can see this very well. Let me turn this light on back over here. Maybe that'll help. Not so good. I know what I'll do. We don't need to be in front of this tank right now. I'll just come over here under the light where we can get a better look at this. There, that's a little better. We see there the third from the bottom. I got a bit of KH in this, but I did add the crushed coral on top of the. It actually looks like the nitrite is gone. Yeah, it looks like the nitrite's gone. That's the nitrate. And then, and that's the nitrate. The nitrate's just barely registering on this. It only has like the two small limnias and then the two mystery snails. Nitrite is, well, it does show. It is barely pink. It's like 1% or something. And then general hardness. It's kind of like the purple color, but it's really not that bright. You can see here on this. This is the general. So I'd say that's probably around. Yeah, it's purple, so I guess it's going to be the top here, like at 300. And then down one we have the KH, which it looks like it's registering at about, on the low end, it says 40. And then the pH, that's looking like 7.2 if I'm not mistaken. Like where my thumb is right there. Pretty close. Might be there, might be 6.8. And then down here we have the chlorine, that's 0. Okay, let's go back over here to my chair. My back's killing me. I was kind of having to lean over to show that. My lighting is so bad down here, guys. I got to get some more lights. But let's see here. Yeah, you can cut these strips in half. Yep. That's what Corey was showing on his. But it's been about a minute now, so it's registering fairly good. It looks like I think the nitrite is just barely registering. I mean, very, very, very low. It looks like the GH, it does show, it's not turning into a dark purple. It's not turning into this dark purple right here, but it's kind of like in between these two, I think. It doesn't really register that dark. Let's see here. It's the third one down. But I do have a bit of KH right there, the green. A bit of KH, probably right between these two. And then the pH is, like I said, it's registering around between 6.8 and 7.2 according to this. Yeah, the GH could be 300. I don't know why on this test strip it doesn't really register dark for that. It's just like a light lilac color. It's just like a light lilac color on that. The soil should buffer to 7.0. Yeah, so that's probably what it is, between 6.8 and 7.2. Like I said, though, I did add a handful, not much at all, like a handful of crushed coral, and I just gingerly sprinkled very sparingly over the top of the soil before I put the gravel in. I mean, I'm talking just a small handful, you know, just taking a bit like this and just sprinkling a little bit here and there all over. Just not much at all. I probably won't do anything really. But it made me feel better doing it because I know that the KH is typically really low in the water. I thought that it would help buffer it up, you know, just keep it a little more stable maybe. The Val will love the KH. Okay, good. I'm glad I put a little bit in there then. I could always put some in a little zip bag and put a small hang-on back filter on this. But that would be, I'd rather just keep the sponge filter going the way I have it. Be right back. Okay. All right, mate. But yeah, this is a nice project tank going over here. Here he's going to do a little parasnailing for us. It's kind of a fun getting into these plants, you know. It's just really a whole different aspect for me in the hobby. I've always just had big cichlids in the past, just bred them, and you know, tanks, rock, and wood. That's pretty much all I had before. No live plants because they would tear them apart. But now we're getting into this stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. Oh, we got I didn't even know I had that, and I got a little ram's horn snail there. Cool. I don't mind snails at all. Back to your ideal GH should be 130. Ah, okay. So the only way to do the general hardest to bring that down is to get like RO water, isn't that? Isn't that the only way you can do that? Or can you just do it with like botanicals and just bring the hardness down? It doesn't do anything for TDS, but it will lower, I think it will make the water softer. It'll soften the water a bit. Could use rainwater. Yeah, we haven't been getting a lot of rain here, but Yeah, I suppose I could try and get like a bucket out there, and it'd probably take a long time to get enough water to do any water change, though. I had one out last year to collect. I put some water in a bucket. I took a full bucket out and let it go. Hello, Kathleen. Welcome. Rainwater. Yeah, if I could get enough, maybe if I could, it might help. I was thinking about getting an RO unit, just maybe a small one, just to cut my tap water in half. I think that would be pretty cool. I love these guys here. I used to breed these by the hundreds. I'm hoping I get some clutches out of these guys soon. Yeah, the rainwater I bet would help. But these guys are, whatever is happening here, these mystery snails absolutely love what's happening with the water here. You put buckets next to the roof, okay. Well, I have an eavesdrop over here in the back corner of the house, over this way, that I can just pop off the little elbow and put the bucket underneath it. It might get rainwater better that way. I don't think it's, I mean, the eaves troughs are somewhat clean, but I don't think it's really going to matter that much. Put buckets near the roof. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. It would save me money of having to get an RO unit too. That would be a good thing to do. I was told that would work good for like doing a pistos and stuff because they like the more acidic water. Yeah. Yeah, I got plenty of buckets. Maybe I'll just do that. Put one out and hopefully have enough where I can test it out in here and see what it does. I'm going to take a look at the strip that I did a minute ago and see if it's any different. Yeah, the general hardness is this one right here. And I don't know, it doesn't go very dark for that, but this one does pretty good. It looks like in between here and the medium, like right there for the KH. And then for it looks like 7.2 for the pH. And then the chlorine is 0. And then up here, looks like the nitrate is barely registering, maybe between, what is that, 15? 10 to 25%? I think. Oh, you wouldn't add any botanicals in a dirty tank as they have antibacterial properties. Okay. I do put those in with my wild type bettas though. They seem to like that. But yeah, it looks like I'd say if I had to say it would be 10% nitrate. It looks like the nitrite is registering 0 now, or maybe just barely on the scale. I tell you what though, before it was I did the nitrate, and it was between these two here. It was really had a nice pink hue to it, so I know there's quite a bit of nitrate at one point. But now it's gone. It seems to have balanced out. So I'm thinking now that the tank is fully cycled. Yeah, 10% is pretty low for most of my tanks. Most of my tanks usually run around 30 ppm, and then some up in the 40s, but when I do the water change, it brings it down, of course. But the nitrates are actually beneficial for the plants, like the floating plants. They will absorb a lot of that nitrate, especially like the hornwort and in what tanks I do have the duckweed in, they seem to take quite a bit of it. Yeah, 10 ppm is nice. It's nice and clean. Yeah. But I tell you what, though, I'm enjoying this journey here with this planted tank. Do a water swap with the old tank with a heavy fish load. Okay. Yeah, I got the African cichlids over there. It's a pretty heavily stocked tank. Need more stem plants. Yeah, I got to get some more. How you doing, Mike? Welcome in. I almost thought you were Christine for a second because your logo looks just like hers. Look at that guy up there, Mike. Cruising across the tank. Yeah, I need to get more stems in here. I need to get more plants in general, really. I want to get some crypts in here. I do have one little crypt, though. Where's he at? Little teeny thing there. I don't know if you can see it with the chat in there. Right down. It almost looks like moss, but it's a little tiny crypt that I planted in there. Now the crypts are good at taking the nutrients out of the soil too, aren't they? Just like the swords. I'm not sure if they take as much though. I suppose I could try and plant some of my Ludwigia in there. I got most of my Ludwigia still floating in other tanks, and it's still doing good. I haven't checked. Yeah, I just checked my. I just did one of those little strips, and that's pretty much the most I've tested in a long time. You know, I just do my maintenance and I just watch the fish, how they're reacting. If they're doing good, I think I'm doing all right. That's basically how I've been doing it for years. And you can see back there, they're very, their movement is very healthy, and they're, you can see that they're healthy and they're happy. Everything's eating good in there. Those snails, they're just cruising all over the place. Yeah, pretty much the tank, like now with these plants, that's what kind of concerns me about wanting to test the water, because even though the inhabitants in there, the snails and the fish, they're doing great, but something's telling me that the plants are lacking something. I check and test once a month. Okay. But I think Rob was right when he said that these plants are just basically getting adjusted to the water here, because they are growing. I can tell you that right now. These sword plants have grown quite a little bit. I test every 6 months. HIV free. Craig, how you doing, mate? That's good. Good to hear. Good morning, sir. Welcome in. Yeah, we're looking at these plants here, trying to get them under control here a bit, Craig, but they're doing okay. But I'll be glad when they green up more, and they are growing, but I'm a newbie when it comes to plants. But it is fun, I tell you. I mean, it's almost as fun as the fish for me, having this something completely new and different, you're doing. I've kept fish for a million years, but now with these plants, it's like this is a whole new chapter. HIV free. There you go. Hello, Kevin Rosenberg. How are you? Oh, great. Welcome in. I'm glad glad to have you listening. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's not too bad of a test, really. It's got really low nitrate. I think the nitrate is actually 0 too. I'm going to take a look at this again. I'm going to compare it here. Oh, Bell's calling you? All right, mate. Have a good night. Let's see here. Right there. It's like between this one and this one. For the no, that's nitrite. Yeah, it's like whitish, a little bit of color between these two. Have a great sleep, Craig. Have a great evening, sir. Thank you. Oh yeah, they're coming along really well, Ron. They've grown. They just browned up a little bit, but it looks like they're coming. But if you notice the veil back there, I had one of those the big one right here that goes all the way up like this was yellow, and now it's a really nice lush green. I just have a little bit up there at the top that's got a little bit of brown on it, but nothing, nothing terrible. Yeah, I love these. I love those Amazon swords. Oh, and look at over here. I'm not sure if this is a runner or... You see down there under the chat? Let me see if I can turn this so you can see it better. Right there? That looks like a sword plant too. I'm not... Are you also fertilizing as well? I've been using the liquid fertilizer. I haven't put any... I haven't done any root tabs in here because this has got the potting soil underneath, and I was always under the impression that would be enough nutrients, but I do have liquid fertilizer, and I can get some. Yeah, I have the liquid fertilizer. Yep, I have Leaf Zone from API, and I also have the Rapid Grow that I got from Curtis. And that was the powder that you mix with the water, and that's nice too. Oh, great, Mike. I like that avatar better, Mike. I can tell you apart from Christine a lot better that way. That's the one I know. I look at that and I know immediately it's you. The other one, I was looking at it, and I booted him out of this. I thought there was 2 Christines in the chat, and I thought because it does that once in a while, and I removed Mike out of there. I was like, oops. Yes. Yeah, from Greg Sage, yep. Rapid Grow. I think it does a pretty good job too, honestly. Let me show you over here what when I fertilize this tank. You got to see this one. This is the one where I have my Java Fern. Let me turn this light on too. Oops. Set my coffee down so I don't drop that on the floor. That wouldn't be very nice. Being this is my first cup of the day, I turn this light on. And now here, you can see how well this moss is doing. This is the black mollies. That moss is flying, and look at over here at the Java Ferns. They're really looking good. And I've never had much luck with the Java Ferns in other plants, but these are looking, well, there's a hole there, see that? But other than that, I mean, they look pretty good. But I absolutely love this moss, and so do these mollies. Their babies will go in there. And these are the ones I want to send you, Ron, when you have your tub next in the springtime. I'll send you some of these. I got one right here. This is a really old one. This one's a male there. He's the one that's been breeding with all these, but you can see he's starting to swim a little bit funny. He's probably 3 years old. But I'm going to leave him to it. Let him live out his life in here. Yeah, the Java Fern, I love that. I love this moss too. Look how beautiful that is. It's just really healthy. Now I thought this was Java moss, but I heard someone other day said it was flame moss. I don't know what it is, but it was sold to me originally as Java moss because I started out with one little portion in a deli cup upstairs, and now in that tank is a 29-gallon tank, and it is probably up to here all the way across. I probably have 4 inches down from the 29-gallon, and it's all Java moss all the way down through it, front to back. Oh wow, the moss seems to do good for me. Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate that. Ron will be joining me today for the Aquatic Addicts Anonymous, if I'm not mistaken, at 3:30. It'll be 12:30 his time. Holes in the leaves need magnesium. Oh, I have a little, so I should take like a little bit of Epsom salt and add it to the water? I do have Epsom salt upstairs. Oh, it's not doing well. Ah. That's odd how it does good in one tank and it doesn't in another. In this tank right here, I do not have crushed coral. I just have this aquarium gravel, which is inert. But I do the water changes on this one probably, I don't know, maybe down to here when I do it. So I'm not sure if I got any. Catch you later, Jeff and Keith. Meet up and get some work done. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Rob, and I'll see you a little later, okay? He got some great peacock gudgeon yesterday. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, but I like this tank a lot. Upstairs I have a 20-gallon. I can't film up there right now because Kathy's up there, but I have a 20-gallon long with 1,000,000 of these little fry. They're just everywhere. They're smaller than this guy right here. They're about half that size, but I got about 50 of them. They're really healthy and happy. You know, Keith, if you're, I don't know if you're working, Keith, or not, but you're welcome to join us at 3:30, which would be 8:30 your time. It's up to you, mate. That would be a fun time. We could talk about plants. We could, talk about. I don't really have a plan this week, so I'm pretty much open for them. Hello, Trent. Yeah, those are black mollies. Those are my line of black mollies. I'm pretty proud of them. They're a really good strain. All the better for seeing you. Yes, I'll send you the link then. You can jump on the panel with us and have a nice discussion. Welcome in, Trent. I got a question. Do you remove all your decorations for a water change with a fry in the tank? No, I don't usually take the decorations out. Yeah, 3:30 Eastern, yep. In about 4.5 hours from now. I won't be able to join tonight, Jeff. I've got a poorly little boy at the moment. Oh, okay, Keith. Understood. No problem. So just the loose plants, then clean. If you have live plants in your tank, Trent, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, you do. Okay, I wouldn't worry too much about the gravel that much. I mean, myself. You can do a little bit of gravel vac, but just make sure that the fry doesn't get sucked up in the vacuum. Oh, you're moving your Limia to a 75 gallon. I got so many. Oh, nice. Now the Millerite, isn't that the Swordtails? I'm going to a 33 long. That's a nice, I love the 33 long tanks. That's a really nice footprint. Now, are you talking about your Tiger Limia, or do you have the Perugia? Oh, the Platies. Oh, yes. That's something I'm going to get some of those. They're the Hawaiian Variatus, I think. They're not a wild type, but I love them. There's also that, and then there's the yellow calico. You got it from Jeff Kane. Just switch guppy grass for Elite. Oh. If they're live plants, I wouldn't remove them. Yeah. Yep. They need fertilizer. Now, would you suggest doing the root tabs in there as well, or just I do the liquid fertilizer. I have the API leaf zone, and I also have, you give them fertilizer? Okay. Yeah, I give mine that, and I also have the Rapid Grow. It's the stuff I got from Curtis, Skull Aquatics. He got it from Greg Sage, and you mix it with water, and it seems to do a pretty decent job. I've been doing that. I put that in about once a week. I think I did it twice a week in this week. Oh, you have CO2. Oh, wow. CO2 for the Aledia and Anubias. I wonder if that's why my Anubias in my 10 gallon is doing poorly. I don't have any CO2 in it. It's the coffee folia, and it was looking good for like 2 years, and now it's looking kind of like chewed up. I don't know if the scuds have gotten to it or not. Somehow the scuds got into that 10 gallon, and they might be chewing on it. I hope not. Oh, the scuds? Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're terrible. Hate those scuds. I haven't added any ferts in a year to any of my tanks. Got to start trimming plants soon. No CO2, no aqua soils, mainly blasting sand. Yep, that's what I use too. That's what I got down here. I got, well, actually, I used let me turn this light on over here. Oh. I almost broke the wire to my microphone. Stepped on it. I just added the last of my blasting sand over here, Mike, and I got this tank just about cycled up. I just threw a couple peacocks in there and a little convict cichlid. They're doing. I put a little piece of moss in there, and it's already starting to grow up a little bit. It's just basically a bare tank right now. I'm just got the seeded sponge filter in it, and about probably 2 to 2.5 inches of blasting sand on it. I use the rest of that 50-pound bag in it. You're going to change gravel. So with one fry, I should avoid taking too many things out of the water. Yeah, I've never taken anything out for a water change myself. Hello, Jim Fish. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I never take the gravel out. I never take the decorations out for a water change. I'll just do a little gravel vac maybe once in a great while on a tank, and then, yeah. Well, ask anybody else in the chat, would you guys take all your decorations out to do a water change? I wouldn't do it. I never have. I mean, if it's something really big and you're trying to get, like, say if you have a big piece of wood or something, you want to, it's getting a lot of gunk gathered up around where it's in the bottom of the tank, you could probably move it to do it, but yeah, I don't gravel vac very much at either at all, so I do not take decor out of the water. Yeah, I don't either. No, because see, all the decor that's in your tank has the beneficial bacteria that's growing on the outside of it. You take it out of the tank, you run a risk of that bacteria dying, and then pretty much you have to start all over again to remove everything, clean it, pump, heater, etc. Nope. I've never done that, ever. Who was it that told you to do that? Does that cause gill infections? Yeah, it resets the cycle if you take everything out and kill all the bacteria out of it. Most local shops, yeah, they're probably just trying to kill your fish off so they can sell you more. Too clean of a tank is not a healthy tank. That's right. That's the biggest mistake I made when I first started out with my tanks. I'd clean the heck out of them. I mean, I would get in there and I'd scrub everything down. I'd gravel vac that until I didn't see any more brown or anything coming up through that vacuum, and I made sure of it. I worked on it. I'd probably, when I did a water change, sometimes I'd change the water over 100% twice in a row just to get all that stuff out of the gravel, thinking, oh, I'm doing a great job. But nope. A dirty tank is a happy tank. I think the best thing you can do is just let it go for a while. My name Kim. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? Turns around and say hello. Hello. How you guys doing? If you're going to get big into plants, LRB has a video using lead powder and fertilizer. It's not a lot cheaper than... Oh, it is. I'll do that. Turn this off here. I need to get a shave before I put myself on camera. Once that valve takes off, it will go bonkers. It has done really well, the valve has. It's greened up really nice. I'm good, and you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, yep. Yes, human error kills more fish than anything. The more you leave it alone, the better. Yes, absolutely, Mike. I fully agree. But you can see right there, that valve, that one that curves up this way where my finger's going, that was all yellow, and now it's greened up really nice. And I like that. Yeah, I love the valve. It's really, really cool. Yeah, Ron from Garage Aquatics, he's fantastic with plants. He sent me these sword plants that... the jungle veil there, and then I got a bunch of guppy grass. I got that in different tanks. I got some in this tank too. A little bit. I think some of it, I think I put most of it in the other tanks. But right there, some of it. I got some back over here. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of hung up on the heater cord, but I can see that it's actually starting to grow. It was just a small piece when it hooked onto it. LRB is very good with his plants. Can't join you, or I would you? Oh, this is on just the YouTube vertical one. Otherwise, I had no idea if anybody's going to be here. That's why I just did the vertical because it's so much easier to set up. If 3:30, if you're feeling up to it, Mike, why don't you join us? Me and Ron and you, that'd be have a nice little discussion. If you're feeling up to it, you'll be welcome. You know that. You see how you're doing, and let us know. I'll get you in here. This is just basically a shorter live stream. I'm probably going to wrap it up here in a couple minutes. Yeah, sorry about that. If I'd have known, Mike, I would have went on Restream or even StreamYard. But I just did the YouTube one today for this short one. But we have the other one at 3:30, which would be 2:30 your time. What did I miss here from Trent? Question mark. So should I do the water change, filter, and clean the glass? Nope. You can probably, if you want to clean the filter, you probably do that. But I wouldn't worry about. You can do a little bit of a water change if you want to, but I wouldn't clean the glass unless you can't see. And if you clean the glass, I'd only do the front pane. I wouldn't do the sides or the back. That's just me, though. Take it easy, Jeff. Got to run. Okay, Kevin, thank you so much, sir. Good to see you. Have a nice day now. Show how my tanks are doing. Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. That'd be fantastic, Mike. Yeah, I only clean the front glass as well. And a lot of the times I don't even have to do that if I have my bristle nose in there. They do a pretty good job keeping everything clean. I just noticed something here. I know I got you as Kathleen. I got you as a standard, but here you go, Elaine. There we go. I just realized that. Sorry about that. Oh, your green dragons are getting big. In a 25 liter. So that would be, is that a 5.5 gallon? Yes, it is. Algae's your friend, actually. If you've got algae, just let it, get yourself a little algae eater for it or something. Yeah, I wouldn't. How many fish do you have in that tank, Trent? Is it just the one little baby? Is that? If that's all it is, I wouldn't do anything to it. Just let it go for a while. Now, see that sponge filter back there? That's the only filter I got for this 40-gallon tank. And this has got some, down underneath here, it has soil underneath the gravel. So I will take that sponge filter out there back about every 3 months, take it out and give it a good squeezing. Yep, it will help balance the tank, absolutely. When you see algae, you know that the tank's healthy and you have life in it. That's why when you start a tank from scratch, you'll know that when the tank is starting to become healthier, you'll see the brown diatom algae will pop all over it. It'll look ugly, but it's easily cleaned up with your plecos and whatnot. Oh, you bought algae from LRB. Oh, wow. Yeah, that has the beneficial bacteria on it as well from being in the tank. In fact, Christine, she wants the. I'm not a big fan of gravel vacuuming either. Yeah, unless it really full of mom. Yeah, exactly. If it's really unsightly, I'll just get all the dirtiest looking bits out. 9 guppies, 1 fry, making it 10, and then 2 auto glass suckers. Well, if you got, you don't want to clean any glass then. If you got autos, because that's their main food source is the biofilm. You don't want to clean any of the glass. I'd leave it go. It's full of plant matter that's died. The plant matter died, so the plants are dead. Giving them an algae eater after I clean. Oh. Well, if you got dead plant matter in it, you could always use like tweezers to pull it out. Depending on how much it is, you got 10 fish in there and you got a lot of dead plants. Yeah, that's not a good situation, really. In a situation like that, you probably could do a little bit of a water change, I guess. We switched out some dead guppy grass for some Elodia yesterday, so a lot came off both. Yeah, gently stir the gravel and the gunk sinks to the bottom of the gravel. Yep. And that gunk is good for your plants because it'll turn into nutrients for it and feed the plants. Yeah, same here. I don't do that either. Hello, Paul. Welcome in, mate. Good to see you, my friend. I'm just doing a little update on the 40-gallon planted tank here. It started to take a turn for the worse, and now it's bouncing back, it seems like. The Amazon swords here, you can see a little bit of browning on them, but they're actually growing now, and they're starting to green up again. And my jungle vale back there is flying. I've mentioned this to other people over here this a few times, but this one right here that curves up, that was all yellow. It turned yellow when I first planted it in, and now it's coming back. It's turning back to a nice lush green color. Sorry for, oh no, don't be sorry for your questions there, my friend. That's fine. That's what I'm here to help as much as I can. Oh, we're the only ones that actually answer. Ah, well, that's what we do. Yep. We're part of the Aquatic Addicts Anonymous crew, and we're a support group. We like to help each other out. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Trent. No problem. I've got out a couple of extra HOB filters. One of the tank with lots of sediment. Yes. And the hang-backs will pick it up. Yes. Oh, around 5 months. Well, welcome to the hobby. The best advice I can give you, Trent, is don't overclean your tanks, because that's the same mistake that I made. You overclean a tank, you're going to have a lot of problems, because I know I found out the hard way for probably the first year. And it got to the point where I was thinking I wasn't cleaning the tank enough, and I was actually making it worse than it already was. Thank you, Paul. I'm liking this. I need to get some more plants in here, but I do have this little one popping up here. If we can see, I don't know if you can probably not see it around the, if I turn this down like this, coming up. And then you see back there the Java moss is just flying. That's grown probably 20% since I added it in there about 2 weeks ago. A Wallstead method tank eventually. Yeah, don't overclean any tank, not just the Wallstead. If you got just gravel or sand, don't overclean it. Show up at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yep. We have a live at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time in America. I'm not sure where you're at, Trent. Do you have any Elodie? No, I don't have any Elodie because it's illegal here where I'm at. Elodia is illegal here in Michigan, and also Kabamba. I'm not sure if that's the same plant or not. Invasive species, they call it. Just a bunch of hoo-ha. Oh, nice. I mean, if I got it, keep it to myself. I'm not going to put it out in the wild, so. But now that I've said this on this live stream, and if somebody says, oh, you know, if somebody doesn't like me, they're going to say, hey, Jeff Pelham has Elodie in his tank, and he lives in Michigan. I wouldn't put it past some of the people in the past to do something like that to me. Unfortunately, there's all kinds of people in this world. Dwarf water lettuce, illegal in a bunch. Oh, yeah. I'd like to get some of that, what is it, the regular water lettuce, the bigger one? Yeah, I see. A lot of people have Elodie in the UK, yep. But like, again, we're able to have crayfish here, and I don't think they're allowed in the UK. And what's really odd is in Pennsylvania, they're not allowed to have any species of crayfish. Even their native species, they find some native species in their own water, they're not allowed to keep them in tanks. Yeah, the UK makes a difference. I mean, a lot of people, the Elodie is a great plant. I mean, if I could have it, I would, because it really grows great. Absolutely. Well, my friends, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up because we have our next stream coming up at 8:30 UK time. And right now, it'll give me about 3 hours to get things prepared. And I have to go fix lunch for my wife. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. And I want to thank you all so much for coming in. And I appreciate all the thumbs ups and all the kindness you guys share with me. You're wonderful. I really appreciate you, my friends. Yep, I'll see you in a few hours, my friend. All right, Ron, thank you so much. And Paul, great to see you again, mate. And Trent, you're welcome anytime. You have any questions at all, don't be afraid to ask any questions. If I can answer them, I will. And if I'm not, I'm sure there's somebody who can. All right, cheers, everybody, and have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye. Now I got to find out where to hit the X at. There it is.